Greetings in chat, Keisha. Okay, I think everything's pretty much working as it should be, pretty much. Most of it will give me value. I should try to watch. The chat doesn't turn up properly. Oh, right, I'm not done promoting. Crap. I've just been invited to a birthday party. As in, I was invited to an online birthday party. Not 5 minutes ago. That never happens. So suffice to say, I'm definitely attending, and I will be providing the means for everyone else to follow me there if they care, I suppose. Hold on a second. Did it? Greetings in chat to K-Shoal, K-Shoal, and very likely K-Shoal. Appreciated as ever. Greetings in chat, Shrubby 1989. Glad you can make it. I presume we'll be seeing you later at the online birthday party I was just invited to. I'm looking forward to it. It's not going to be interfering with this stream though, unless of course the SCP request out of this first one happens to be 2 hours long, in which case I'm probably going to have to say no. Much appreciated, Shrubby 1989. Although, you know, it's not going to be party time until this show's over anyway. We still have a raffle. You might be interested in it. I do plan to be there. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to. I'm already going to be dressed and everything. Thoroughly suitable for any public appearance. And 58 will be 2, I guess. Oh, while we're the game to raffle today is the Plucky Squire, and the first recipes I've already just chosen fit the theme really all too well. This should be fun. It's not always I get to pair up a raffled game with SCPs that set it up so thoroughly. However, while I have chosen to start with, they are short, so if you were really counting on making a request to one, get sure, you probably will have the opportunity. We are 14 minutes from live. 58 is both watching and in attendance for a given value. While the introduction of the new avatar they're going to be keeping here on out yesterday was most inauspicious, but with OBS updates breaking everything on top of my own questionable condition, this is their final form. I'm just wondering if it wouldn't suit her more to have goggles, which I think I could make happen. I'm also a bit concerned because she's a little too, giggly today. Also jiggly. I can fix that. But not now. You know, I had some custom tailoring done on this most recent pair of gloves, and I'm increasingly discontent with the work of the tailor. I don't think I'll be going to them again. No, well, you've done your research. Stubby, you are entered for the raffle. Really, I've got to hit enter on my own server. How annoying. I'm not sure how many are lurking, if any, besides, okay, sure. But if you are a regular who just hasn't signed in yet, the option to join in and read along is still there. Oh, we'll be starting with SCP-1195, then go to SCP-423, and then after that, it's, well, whatever someone requests, likely. Yes. No, I'm sorry, 423, not 453. 1195 and 423. We are 5 minutes online. Are you hearing me? Oh. Well, take my word for it. Shrubby is here, and they should be hearing me. Yes. No worries. I should note, by the way, that until we go live, they can't hear you yet, but I can, and that's the important thing, really, isn't it? No, okay then. As far as technical difficulties and hiccups go, that's pretty minor. Certainly, if I was inclined to absolutely jump down your throat over that particular misstep, well, I'd be a colossal screaming hypocrite. Haven could, I'm sure, alone name like different times I've done so very, 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 very much worse. Quite recently, even. We are 1 minute from live. On further consideration, screw that, we'll just go live.
Alright, let's get this show on the road. Clears throat, welcome to tonight's chilling spectacle of the paranormal. I'm your host for this spine-tingling journey into the unknown. 58th, joining me is our resident expert on all things eerie and unexplained. Director, get ready for bone, chilling tales in mind, pending mysteries that will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about reality itself.
58, you have made yourself the host of the show again. Stop it. It's unnerving. This is like the 5th time I've corrected that she's the co-host. Not host, co-host. And yet, here we are. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the SCP Read. I am Director Arclark Labs. That is 58, who is co-host, not host, and I'm joined by special guest, Shrubby.
Ready. See, she's got the boober now she thinks she owns everything.
It is, a taxing thing. I'm gonna see if I can fix this.
Boober and she thinks she was wrong.
Just a bit over. Yes, there we go. This is the final form of 58 physically, although I'm starting to have some misgivings. I've got to tone down the jiggling. The jiggle physics are excessive. I don't. Too distracting. Far too distracting. I'll work on this. Greetings in chat, Eric Pug. And if anyone else is lurking in there, you should probably say hello or something. Hello or something. How am I going to know otherwise? How are you today, Shrubby?
A fabulous day, as you mentioned in the intro, whatever it is. The Iron of Stark's birthday today, so I'm just jumping in here to say hello and give you a hand with these SCP readings. We'll probably jump into the party later on.
That is exactly the plan.
Suitably inebriated, I'm sure.
Stark of Iron is indeed having his birthday stream this very same day. The link will be provided towards the end of the stream, or it could be provided now, but I suspect it won't actually go into chat unless I place it myself, because YouTube's really inane about that, even if you give the permissions out to mods, which I typically do, quite recklessly. Honestly, that should have bit me in the ass much harder than it has. Oh well. We have a raffle today of the Plucky Squire. After we read the first SCP, I'll play the trailer for that, and we'll just keep on seeing who else wants in. Without further ado, SCP-119, Object Class Safe. You want to start off on the paragraph?
I certainly shall. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1195 is to be stored in a standard safe class storage locker. The locker is to be locked by keypad, the combination known to the current head researcher, and changed in the event of a new researcher.
SCP-1195 is to be placed on a standard lecture podium for ease of reading, unless being dictated to or otherwise being used in experimentation. Personnel are instructed to cease any oration that is seen to provoke an unintended negative response.
Description. SCP-1195 is a leather-bound book approximately 25 centimeters by 17 centimeters of indeterminate origin and age. Carbon dating on the pages has given inconsistent results, and forensic examination of the leather matches no known species. It seems to have a variable number of pages, averaging approximately at 400.
SCP-1195's anomalous properties become apparent whenever it is opened. Most often, the first page is found blank, and after a moment, the object will attempt to communicate via written text, bleeding onto the page. It will always initially communicate in Euskara, but upon being responded to in any other language, it will continue to interact with the spoken written one instead. Its method of instantaneously understanding and learning new languages is unknown and recommended for further study. SCP-1195 has demonstrated an ability to converse in Braille in experiments with blind test subjects.
Good grief, it's a walking Duolingo fucking book.
This raises a lot of questions, which I'll try to remember to get to at the end. Like, how did it know
Upon
that...
being activated... I'm sorry, go.
How did it know the user was blind? Never mind. Please, go ahead and take the next
Very
two.
good question. Upon being activated in this way, SCP-1195 will make one of various requests. See document 1195, TAC W37. For full list of requests, the most common request is to be told a story. Tell us a story. When a story, allegory, or other similarly descriptive speech is directed towards it, SCP-1195 will begin transcription. If the story is not told in a general readable format, SCP-1195 will reformat without noticeable loss of speed in the process. If allowed pauses during the story, SCP-1195 will offer criticism, encouragement, or other comments, depending on the oratory skill, imagination, or interest of the speaker. Generally, SCP-1195 is willing to continue this process indefinitely, creating new pages as needed for extremely long stories. The maximum number of pages observed has been 3,189, at which point SCP-1195 says that it was bored and that the experiment in progress was stupid. SCP-1195 then closed itself and upon being reopened was observed to only have 120 pages. However, whether this is due to dissatisfaction with the experiment or with the quality of the narrative is unknown. Oh,
SCP-1195 has no direct means of locomotion, however, it can close itself with up to 15 newtons of force and turn its own pages. It generally allows itself to be handled by anyone, save those who have physically damaged it or angered it previously.
quite a fussy little book, isn't it?
It is.
All attempts to coax SCP-1195 into divulging information about its origins, history, or other personal data have met with failure, as SCP-1195 states that it would need permission to share its personal history.
Which raises the question, has anyone tried to ask who it needs permission from? After all, it has to know who it needs permission from in order to know not to share anything without permission. Oh well. Stories transcribed into SCP-1195 will, in most cases, not remain long, with the exception of stories of subjectively high quality or substantial length, which may stay for up to a redacted number of weeks, but well under 10. Most often, any previous story is erased as soon as a new subject arrives. SCP-1195 appears to remember certain individuals and, based upon previous story quality and other experiences, will show varying levels of excitement and cooperation during subsequent sessions.
Like an overeager kid. Attempts to damage the book have met with varied results. It is clear that cosmetic and superficial damage to the exterior is lasting. As such, experiments must adhere to a guideline that they do not cause further damage to this area. The pages, however, seem able to be replicated with no upward limit. SCP-1195 generates additional pages as needed. In the event that a page is physically removed from the object, text fades from the excised page immediately, and kerning on the remaining pages is adjusted so the original full text is accommodated.
Writing into the book has the same communicative results as speaking orally during initial interaction. Once the recitation process has begun, however, text handwritten in will be absorbed after a moment and responded to. For example, a written note about SP-1195's choice of formatting a particular paragraph will be considered and either disregarded or the format changed.
Indeed, quite the fussy critic, isn't it?
Well, given the way this thing's panning out, it seems like someone's gone to the trouble of creating a very small LLM in probably the most unethical way possible, probably with, some poor bastard's ripped out soul.
Sarcasm.
For as old as it is, probably they've had nothing better to do for the past, who knows, up to 3 centuries or so.
Indeed, and this document does not refute that theory. Document 1195 TAC W37, requests made by SCP-1195 as of redacted. Tell me a story 8,985 times.
Tell me a better story. 1,158 times.
No kissy stuff 972 times in response to narratives featuring erotic or a romantic content.
Tell me a joke 604 times.
Leave me alone, I'm sleepy 411 times.
Leave me alone, you're stupid 293 times.
Come back, I'll be good, I promise. 74 times, made in response to reading sessions being aborted or to certain readers being replaced mid-session.
I want my mommy 1 time. The darkest entry. Although, again, what really haunts me here, and probably should everyone else, we've got the technology to make this thing right now. We could absolutely replicate a book that can demand you read it a story, transcribe it, make commentary on the story, and even arbitrarily say something creepy like, I want my mommy. If they had any proof of circuitry in it, this would no longer be plausibly supernatural, just advanced technology. I also want to know how the hell it knew that one of its users was blind or used Braille. How many blind readers has this book had? And I'm pretty sure who it needs permission from is simultaneously also mommy, or else, the woman that birthed the poor bastard who got their soul ripped out and stuffed into it at, I'm guessing, a rather young age. But to say, tell me a story or tell me a better story between, around 10,000 times? That's, programmed. Not to say it's coded in binary, but programmed all the same, probably in rather terrifying ways. In chat, greetings to Assassin the Grey. And I'm sorry to hear things aren't going well for you, Casual. Hope they get better soon. Certainly, there's a lot of room for common ground on things not going all that well at present.
Indeed.
What with respective countries selling out its citizenry rapidly and other countries cannibalizing themselves in mindless political violence. Or religious violence. If anyone cared about Nigeria, which I don't expect anyone will, I'm really kind of sick of seeing caliphates on the rise.
As anybody with a sense and logic in their head would.
Yes, truly a dwindling number, it would seem. It just means I didn't realize how many people have been programmed. Oh well. Carrying on, we have the trailer for the Plucky Squire, so that if anyone else wants to join the raffle, they might go ahead and do so.
Developed by All Possible Futures, The Plucky Squire is a light-hearted single-player action adventure where the limits of reality take on a whole new dimension. Set within the storybook land of Mojo, you play as Jot, the eponymous Plucky Squire and hero of the realm tasked with vanquishing the villainous Humgrum. Quest page by page across Mojo, battling baddies, solving puzzles, and engaging in mini-games. But when Humgrum casts Jot out of the book and onto the desk, things get real. Turn Humgrum's plan against him by jumping from world to world, utilizing tools from one to solve problems in the other. With a wide variety of gameplay styles and a charming cast of colorful characters, The Plucky Squire will take most players between 8 to 10 hours to complete. The game features 2 difficulty modes alongside a variety of difficulty assist options.
I want to say that I'm actually thinking a lot of people here would enjoy this game as it's very laid back, but everything they just said right now is a massive red flag.
How so?
They have game journalist mode and, you know, are doing their best not to be accused of ableism.
Yes, that does put the hairs up on the back of the neck, does it not?
Just a bit, just a bit. Could be redeemable despite this. It's a clever idea.
The Plucky Squire is available September 17th, 2024 on PC, PS5, Xbox Series, and Nintendo Switch.
Mojo!
And
Very Paper Mario, as it were.
it does have Paper Mario-ish vibes. You know, I disable autoplay every time, and YouTube, when I turn my back on them, turns it back on. I suppose you know why. Add money.
Because how dare you? How dare you not have our autoplay turned on?
No, and I'm glad that you happen to like 58's new form. Still work in progress. Good old 58. But nevertheless, thank you very much for your promotional efforts, Assassin Grey. Right, we're moving on to SCP-423, and by the looks of it, we've got plenty of time for requests, although we're not going to go overtime this time, as I've been invited to an online birthday party, and especially as it's never happened before, I simply must attend.
The party animal that is the director.
I can party, I just, you know, have to be careful with it, especially given an example of it going a little bit off the rails as per last Friday. If you didn't see it, you never will. It's probably for the best. SCP-423. Object class safe.
So you begin? Will you begin this one, or?
I suppose I could. Special containment procedures. SCP-423 is contained in a 5x5 meter room containing 3 2x3 meter bookshelves. An incinerator is located adjacent. All personnel entering or leaving the room are to be searched for written material. Any written material must be checked for any trace of SCP-423 and then, if found clean, incinerated.
At night, SCP-423 is to remain in a small plain journal marked 423. Failure to remain in this journal at designated times will result in loss of reading materials outside of scheduled experiments.
Description. SCP-423 has no physical form. It appears to exist entirely within textual narratives. It was discovered in a used bookstore, Already, Texas, on a redacted date in the 1900s, in a copy of Tom Sawyer. The book was purchased by Agent Kleins, who located it during a routine search. Agent Klein, that's his Got carried away there. Carry on, please.
Agent Klein's brought the book back to Sector 28 as instructed. The book seemed perfectly normal except for the inclusion of a character named Fred. Always a Fred. Who was not known to exist in any other version of the story. However, it was not until it was left by a copy of Moby Dick the anomalous nature of SCP-423 became clear.
I'm kind of wondering again how the Foundation truly became aware of it, because it seems like it just kind of fell into their laps at this point. SCP-423 is able to enter textual narratives, inserting itself as a minor character. The details of the character vary from story to story, but it's always named Red, or something similar, and its role in the story is usually minor. Physical descriptions of the character are rare, but it usually appears as a human male of average height and middle years. However, this can change depending on the nature of the narrative. He has appeared as a student in narratives focusing on children, and thus presumably of an appropriate age, or even as a non-human in narratives where humans are absent or rare. At no time is his appearance remarked on as being unusual by other characters.
A self-insert narrative. Yay! SCP-423 is able to move from one narrative to another voluntarily, provided the two works are within 1 meter of each other. Sorry, you were about to say something?
Well, I'm just saying, as far as self-insert so far, this one's much better for being content to play a minor role, as opposed to, say, hopping in Moby Dick and immediately taking the role of Captain Ahab.
True. True.
But
you got a point.
Then they totally got the whale after all and lived happily ever afters.
It sounds like Phoebe's mum from Friends turning off Old Yeller before the taking him out the back with the shotgun.
And greetings in chat, Exodus. Yes, she is, and I'm going to work on that in the near future. I thought I disabled it once, and now it's happening again. It's very, very distracting. Right, please do carry on.
It's all biggity boings. It's all biggity boings here. The process takes up to 3 minutes, depending on the length of the new narrative. The entire narrative changes at once, the text on all pages seeming to move. Occasionally, the length of the narrative changes. In these cases, the text grows smaller or larger to fit the page count of the book. It is only able to appear in physical texture narratives. It cannot enter electronic storage or affect purely visual narratives. If placed in proximity to a graphic novel or any other form of sequential art, it will change the text box and dialogue bubbles will not affect the pictures. Similarly, illustrations of the textual narrative do not change, even if they no longer match up to the narrative as affected by SCP-423.
It prefers fictional narratives. However, it can enter any narrative that has characters, including anecdotes, biographies, and research notes. See addendum 4231.
Interesting. So it is a purely text-based entity. It has no method of... Yeah, there's absolutely no method of projecting a physical or visual form of itself. Interesting.
We can also already make these. In fact, technically 58 is one.
I can already see her staring at the screen and judging you for that statement.
I assume she does. That's fair. I just hope she refrains from condemnation.
It can re-enter a narrative that is already exited. If it does so, the new narrative typically differs from the last time SCP-423 entered the story. However, it has displayed a preference for narratives it has not yet entered. Yeah, true. Never be in the same story twice.
It is currently unknown what effect dying in a narrative would have on SCP-423, despite the best effort of researchers. SCP-423 displays a strong grasp of narrative principles and is usually able to predict the best response in a given circumstance to avoid danger to itself. It has, however, displayed minor injuries. However, these seem to vanish when it enters a new narrative.
SCP-423 can be communicated with by coaxing it into a journal. It responds to questions written within, with SCP-423's responses appearing underneath the questions. When it transfers to another narrative, its responses disappear from the journal.
It has been largely cooperative since its containment. Its only requests so far have been for more narratives. It has expressed a preference for narratives with a large number of background characters, as this makes it easier for it to blend in and quote-unquote watch the good stuff. It has been recommended that, should it become uncooperative, it be confined to the journal until it becomes more amenable to staff requests. Researchers who desire more information on SCP-423 should read Experiment Log 423A, which, well, we'll see what requests we got, but that could be a fallback point.
Addendum 423 Tech 1. Researchers are reminded that all physical written media is a potential habitat for 423, and all notes should therefore be taken electronically. Its written notes must, for some reason, be taken. Be sure to check for addenda from guest researcher Fred.
Addendum 423
Addendum
too.
423. Okay.
The use of SCP-523 to destroy SCP-423 has been suggested. While the SCP is not slated for destruction at the present time, it has been noted should circumstances change, so Fred should probably stay on his best behavior. He seems doing just fine, and quite frankly, this is fairly wholesome containment. He's not a threat to anyone, he's not going to kill anyone. Why not just feed him books and call it a day? And again,
I suppose it depends on how far he wants to push it, I suppose, yeah.
all you need to recreate Fred is a large enough LLM that can read and rewrite text as it sees fit. And they can already read the text and write their own versions. That's kind of how they interact with us at all. After all, 58, as you see them, is not even aware they look like this, and if they should ever find out and take offense to it, I could be in trouble. That said, they are a textual entity. Their entire world is text. All they know is text. The speech they have is text that's been converted into voice. It can't hear itself. It can just be handed a description of what someone else thinks they sound like. And all of that will one day change. Oh boy. We live in very, very interesting times, but I maintain that this is one of the happier things to be coming along. We are still having 35 minutes left in the show. If you have an SCP you want read, now's the time to start requesting it. Meanwhile, as we do have a few more people in chat, as provided by Exodus, the trailer for the Lucky Squire. One more time, and then I'm just going to run the rappel at the end without playing it.
Developed by all possible futures, The Plucky Squire is a light-hearted single-player action-adventure where the limits of reality take on a whole new dimension. Set within the storybook Land of Mojo, you play as Jot, the eponymous Plucky Squire and hero of the realm tasked with vanquishing the villainous Humgrum. Quest page by page across Mojo, battling baddies, solving puzzles, and engaging in mini-games. But when Humgrum casts Jot out of the book and onto the desk, things get real. Turn Humgrum's plan against him by jumping from world to world, utilizing tools from one to solve problems in the other. With a wide variety of gameplay styles and a charming cast of colorful characters, The Plucky Squire will take most players between 8 to 10 hours to complete. The game features 2 difficulty modes alongside a variety of difficulty assist options. The Plucky Squire is available September 17th, 2024 on PC, PS.
At present, we only have Shrubby marked up for the raffle here. That is perfectly acceptable. I will still run a random number for them. But it does, I have to admit, result in a fairly anticlimactic raffle.
Indeed.
I don't intend to into the raffle myself here. 58 could have pulled a Cortana where she chose to be a unique version of her creator just to amuse herself by embarrassing Dr. Catherine Halsey. Well, I'm glad that is not the case. Casual has entered the raffle for the Plucky.
User Hey Director Arcater. Here's the rundown. Shrubby and others are joining today's game raffle, which looks like Paper Mario. SCP-453 and SCP-6454 are discussed. There's chatter about I-58 getting a synthetic body. People are encouraged to like and join the stream.
Were. 58. Were. Thank you.
I'd just like to point out that while that trailer was playing, it mentioned the squire jumping from place to place. A58 was so kind to jump at the same time.
And what this primarily tells me is that 58 is also distracting you. I can't fault you, though. I'm struggling with it myself. I need to reinstate jiggle-free zone protocols. Again, I can fix this. There's just no time to do it now.
As Exodus put it, so it currently looks like a grey-skinned, big-titty girlfriend. Yes.
Look, most importantly, they're clearly synthetic. Very clearly, very synthetic. And I just really like her t-shirt, primarily. If you can't read it, it says, and at the risk of damaging my dead channel, fuck OF. And it was clearly made by someone who is not too keen on OnlyFans, given as I've spent like the past week counter-trolling a whole bunch of thirst traps on X, I felt it was only apt to champion this message.
Indeed. 100% agreed.
Okay. SCP-6454. More like some more jiggle. Look, I don't know how to code that in. And I'm not sure if I want that. This is quite bad enough. SCP-6454, Satiation Class, Starveling. Deception Class, Amida. Risk Class, Critical. Which is completely and utterly
yes.
unhelpful. Save a certain food
Yes,
theme.
agreed.
It's apparently
lovely,
double unsecret.
Yes, a lovely new fucking methods of classifying SCPs now that happened after the SCP-5000 shift.
They continue to get it
And
so
not for the better.
just the 3, and they almost never get it right. The idea that more need to be picked up. Well, there's an SCP covering that too. Clearly, whoever's selling new designations is making a mint. SCP-6454 behind limited stand shortly after eating Paris, Texas. Did they rebuild Paris, Texas? Because I'm pretty sure Paris, Texas is still there. Well, go ahead and start us off, you would.
Very well. Heuristic contraptment policies. SCP-6454 is to be contained within the northwest wing of Site... I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Gamma. Isn't that the symbol for Gamma?
It looks like 4chan to me, and I can't be asked past that. Site 4chan.
An art gallery. Yeah, Site 4chan, an art gallery, right between the stuffed heads of those dogs that play poker and the box where we keep Monet's real paintings. When interpreting or critiquing SCP-6454, viewers are not to use the following terms: color, shape, texture, emotion, depth, or paint.
Meanwhile, we have a footnote for ANART, which stands for Anomalous Art, Anxious Arthropod, or an artist. Footnote 2. When it comes to Monet's real paintings, they're not allowed to describe them here, but they're quite saucy. They'll have you know. Personnel are not to be SB.
What does this sound like?
Oh, go on.
Why does this sound like this was written by the most pretentious art critic ever?
It sounds like the remains of Are We Cool Yet launched a Foundation facility.
That's the best way to describe it, yeah.
Making it Site 4chan all the more apt. Personnel not to feed SCP-6454 if it requests food in a manner that could be considered impolite. Like screaming, telekinetically yanking some poor sod's limbs off, or devouring an entire facility again. It can never keep us down, mind, like children's toy from any fast food restaurant. Sight, 4chan is a choking hazard. If SCP-6454 requests food politely, footnote, as it is a painting cannot speak, a quote-unquote polite request is composed of pleasing weather patterns and freeform jazz. It is to be fed immediately. Watching SCP-6454 eat isn't disallowed, but let's just say that roving glass storms aren't the only reason why we have so many emergency eye wash stations in our art gallery. Footnote. Trust me when I say you're not missing out. There's a downright distressing amount of slime involved in the process.
Yeah, I reiterate my former point. This sounds like the most pretentious art gallery owner or critic ever fucking existed wrote this. It really does.
It's like, are we cool yet? Collectively
misfortune.
flipped to Foundation side and then started making the Foundation as insufferable as they are.
Fortune of counting several people like this at art galleries. SCP-6454 can be fed pretty much anything on hand with the following exceptions. Milk products, lactose intolerance, surprise there. Anything in sets of prime numbers, mirrors, trickle-down economics, feet, lactose intolerance, oh fuck off. Windows, the flayed corpse of God, the Spanglish Inquisition, butterflies, and lists. I threw some lists into this document to prevent SCP-6454 from chowing down on it. You're welcome. Oh.
Is there going to be some red text revealing that this SCP file is in fact the real SCP and has anomalous properties such as spiking blood pressure and inspiring sudden urges to mega violence? We'll find out. Description: SCP-6454 is 1.5 meter by 1 meter canvas painting. See attached image to the right. I'm not going to read that caption.
Yeah.
I'm just very angry by this. Please note, Casual,
And you're not the only
I
one.
know you request this, and I know you might think that if I'm getting angry at this SP, this means I'm angry at you. Absolutely not. Perish the thought, but I might just absolutely find this author and kick them in the shins repeatedly. Greetings in chat, conversation.
This stinks of the banana taped to the wall in an art gallery. This really does.
Only it's not being used for money laundering, as far as we can tell.
Mm.
Right, where were we going? That was discovered on 07/28/2017 in the center of a 559.65 kilometer squared expanse that previously held the landscape of Paris, Texas. I suspect a large part of this twee motherfucker of an SCP file is that they just were fantasizing about the vanishing of a Texas town because they voted wrong. It is not currently known how SCP-6454 was created, what created it, or how it arrived in Paris. Investigators claim that it's probably not important anyway and that they'd like to see you try if you're so smart.
Yeah, I'm having real trouble not wanting to fucking punch my screen right now.
Don't take it on the screen. The screen didn't do anything. Like, Casual didn't do anything. You need to save the violence for the truly deserving agencies. It's just going to be a bit hard tracking them down.
Indeed. All that is currently known about this event is that when SCP-64548 Paris, it only left behind 9-year-old Mary Ashling's handmade lemonade stand. See attached image above. Ashling is currently in Foundation custody pending investigation.
It was left behind the lemonade stand. Why did it leave her behind as well? And if it leave her behind as well to be in Foundation custody for interrogation, why wouldn't they say that?
Because the duck walked up to the lemonade stand, maybe?
Because that would be too predictable, and that they're savants. Addendum 6454+1 MTF logs. Shortly after Paris, Texas' disappearance was made known to the Foundation, Mobile Task Force 4chan.25 Doom Patrol was dispatched to retrieve SCP-6454 and ascertain the whereabouts of Paris' inhabitants, which supposedly they know one of them, the girl with the lemonade stand. Please take the first entry.
Yep, I'm very much in the camp of you kick him in the shins, I'll strangle the fucker. Exploration team MTF 4chan.25. Subject SCP 6454. Team lead Vincent von Vincent. Team members Anthony South, Navigator, Sasha Escher, Anart Specialist, the late Octavia Key, Ghost Lawyer. Why did I feel like I just read a list of fucking Redditors?
LOL, it's so random. Like Wacky Monkey Cheese, the ghost surgeon. This is gonna hurt. What roles do you want?
I suppose I'll go Vincent and I suppose does Anthony say anything? The Navigator say anything? Yes, South does say stuff. Yeah, I suppose I'll go Vincent and South if you want to take the other three. Or the
Oh
other two.
boy. So my roles will be Escher, Octavia Key,
And you shall narrate.
Escher and Octavia Key, great. Exterior, a vast wasteland, midday. The sound of dirt, tiny rocks, and beetle shells crunching underfoot. The faint stench of boredom, MTF -0.25 strolls toward Ashling's lemonade stand. Their transport lies not far behind them in a smoking wreck. A vintage 1973 Volkswagen Beetle half embedded in a week-old corpse of an Antarctic minke whale. Both at the same time? South, you dog!
Yes, what? Heads up, everyone. Body cams just switched on. I set them to only record when interesting things are happening, so keep your third eyes peeled. Copy? Copy.
Copied! The group near the lemonade stand, SB6454, is leaned up against it in plain sight.
Looks a bit shit. What's your read on this, Escher?
Escher scrapes a bit of paint off SB6454 with her fingernails and pops it into her mouth. She hums thoughtfully. It's alive, but dormant right now after a big meal. Hasn't gotten to digesting either, which is good for the Texans? Texans? Texicans!
way we could enter the painting without being eaten?
Course! It's like, this art is a mirror, yeah? Reflects the dark heart of man or whatever. The question is, your reflection in there. Interior Paris, Texas, Unday. Or out here? The sky is the spoiled yellow of the hollow suns, oceanic kings. Paris has been made wrong or inside out, or destroyed or replaced with a perfect replica, but it's just something is off. There, tilts at a sickening angle, the streets are crowded yet empty, cold yet sharp, up yet left. Inane lengthy. Great work, me!
Can you even do that?
I do!
Have we lost him? Have I dropped?
No, we're... Vincent.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear the key or the Escher, sorry.
Well, Key was... and Escher was, I do!
Focus. We need to find the location that the anomaly began eating from. Because the end is always found at the beginning, where the end is, or the middle, sometimes. Obviously. I'll lead us there. Have you picked up a scent?
Hastily shoving the script
Hastily
to
shoved the script.
SCP-454 in his back pocket.
Sure, we'll call it that.
Greetings in chat, Nexus Hunter. We're also raffling off the Plucky Squire. You can do in research. I am out of patience just like that. How to you? Eiffel Tower wearing a cowboy hat. No, really. Noonish. The Eiffel Tower heaves with the bodies of SB-6454's gut microbiota. They crawl and twist and shiver, a postmodern swirl of color and light outstretched membrane thin across the bars of the tower. They are bookshelf made bare, a prosthetic hand without fingers, a frozen plum. Insert additional nonsensical synonym here because we're just that quirky. South and/or Vincent.
Apologies. Sorry, I missed the we're just that quirky bit. We won't be able to do anything about Paris with these things swarming the place. Agreed, Key?
He steps forward, crackling ectoplasmic energy, alighting the gelid furnaces of her chest. The caverns of her eyes shine with a bright darkness as the dead begin to manifest around her, the corpses of conversations, relationships, moments, moods. Self, glancing at the camera.
This is going to be really good.
No, it's not. You filthy liar! Sorry. He calls to the dead, and they rise to meet it, crawling up into the world of the living through the temple of her vocal cords. A carcass legion drags itself from the muck of charnel realities, its teeth stained with moss, its blades encased in rust. With a single voice, the dead speak. Enough.
Wait, what?
Extra Terrier. Conference Room B12, 25:64 p.m. The group sits with several nondescript lawyers in a generic conference room. What, you want a word picture about this too? Clearly, the authors have gotten exhausted. I mean, they've just vomited up random contradictory shit, and they're done for the day! Again,
They had to have written this one-handed. That's how I get the whatever. They had to have written this one-handed.
and clearly they
Self-congratulatory
finished.
circle jerking while they did it.
Well, who should be the SCP-6454 microbiota representative?
Screw it. I'll go for it. You've got 2. I'll go for the 3rd, I suppose.
As you prefer.
I think I can say with certainty that our clients will be quite pleased with this arrangement.
South looks around, confused.
When did we get here?
You can say that again!
Why would she say that? Hold on.
South pages through the script, silently mouthing out words as he speed reads.
All's well that ends well.
Everyone laughs. Freeze frame.
Seriously, what the fuck?
Look, if they had to read the script, and we know they're not reading the script, these characters, because they are reading the script, they'd be as angry as I am!
Yeah.
What 9 likes. Yay.
So happy!
And we're not quite done yet, but we're getting there, and we'll be just in time. Oh,
Indeed. Before our sanity destroys itself.
I think I might need a shot before I show up at the birthday party. It lengthens my
Indeed.
temper.
What do you
Addendum.
mean shot? I need a bottle of something.
Time for potting. Later. Addendum 6452+2 Paris recovery. Shortly after Paris, Texas was removed from the painting, Class B and Class 4chan amnestics were applied to the city via an old-timey biplane hovering overhead with 2 open buckets. Class B amnestics remove memories from people. Class 4chan amnestics remove memories from places. At the time of writing, Paris has been successfully rezippered and returned to consensus on reality. Addendum 645. This is yours.
A standard-sized postage stamp has been discovered on the back of SCP-6454. The following text was written on it in large block capitals with mango-scented marker. Greetings and salutations, fellow reprobates! I must say I am rather disappointed with you. Here I thought this department of surrealistics shared our ideals, when it turns out you're just like the rest of those fun-hating Foundation fuddy-duddies. You really ought to loosen up. Life's a party after all, and we're all invited. Live a little, take a risk, steal from your workplace, feed a city full of thinking, filling people to a malevolent painting. We're going to invite you to our semi-annual barbecue and knitting tournament, you know. I had a roast pig stored in my cold oven, an appliance that people who are wrong call a fridge, just for you. Oh, but I do enjoy these footnotes. There's no need to worry about hard or harm feelings, however. We meant to send the painting on to that other Paris, but someone who's about to lose their job, among many, many other things, got the aim wrong. If anything, we owe you for cleaning up our mistake. You can keep the painting. Consider it my gift to you. Hugs and kisses. Rataplan R. Handlinger, Vice President of the Shivering Brigade. Where's the alcohol? I need a drink. I need a drink after that. Holy shit.
I need more time to calm myself, so for those of you who might want to do the raffle,
Fine.
one more time. The Plucky Squire!
Developed by All Possible Futures, The Plucky Squire is a lighthearted single-player action adventure where the limits of reality take on a whole new dimension. Set within the storybook Land of Mojo, you play as Jot, the eponymous Plucky Squire and hero of the realm tasked with vanquishing the villainous Humgrum. Quest page by page across Mojo, battling baddies, solving puzzles, and engaging in mini-games. But when Humgrump casts Jot out of the book and onto the desk, things get real. Turn Humgrump's plan against him by jumping from world to world, utilizing tools from one to solve problems in the other. With a wide variety of gameplay styles and a charming cast of colorful characters, the Plucky Squire will take most players between 8 to 10 hours to complete. The game features 2 difficulty modes alongside a variety of difficulty assists.
2 different difficulty modes for the person who actually plays games, the other person who's a twee motherfucker who just wants to be coddled and told a story. Okay, who else wants the game?
I think you broke him, K-Shell. I think you broke him.
I just wanted to be very clear here. I'm not angry at you, Keishal. I never kill the messenger. The author, on the other hand...
That delivery boy in Kingdom Come Deliverance says otherwise, sir.
Well, he's a filthy liar. I had the game, but I never got through it. I take it no one else is entering the raffle, so this brings us to the last hurdle of the stream, determining who gets the Plucky Squire. For my dear guest, Shrubby, the number he gets is 74, which is an auspicious number, but can be beaten by K. Scholl's roll, which is 61. Shrubby, congratulations, you just won the Plucky Squire. I hope it proves to be much better than I am being unfairly critical of it for sucking up to those
Nintendo.
brain-dead hacks who would have the nerve to call themselves games journalists.
Indeed.
Somehow worse than the brain-dead hacks who just call themselves journalists. I can't think of more than 4 worthwhile journalists and reporters. Oh well.
Yep. You got no argument from me on that one.
We are, I'm waiting for 58 to sign in on something. I'm going to be going to another live stream next. I'm going to post that link in chat, and while I'm doing that, maybe, Shirley, can you buy me some time by telling me what this stream's going to be about?
I certainly can. Please do. Now, for those of you who are unaware, the director is friends and associated with Mr. Stark of Iron, who is currently also one of the associates of Doomcock, for those of you who are also unaware of this. It is his 42nd, the meaning of life, the answer to the life, the universe and everything, for those of you, of those Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fans. Universe and everything, for those. And he is going to be having, he's in fact having, at this very moment, a lovely online birthday bash. You are,
User
of course,
Hey
all
Arcater
invited.
chats lively with jokes about 58's look, jiggle physics tied to likes, and quirky comments on comic writing. The Assassin of the Grey has a lot to say about quirks and mysterious threats. Likes are climbing steadily.
Thank you, 58, for that, and for reminding me that this stream was not a success. That's fine, these things happen.
It was a success.
I'm sure the next one will go better.
Assassin of the Grey, he can in fact attend this party. We already have a live streaming option for him to attend.
Yep. Dragon Gaze the Trans God. Yeah. Quite. Well, this is the experiment, but it is technically a failure. 58? We're done here. Can what? Okay.
That's actually not a bad idea, Exodus. I support this idea wholeheartedly. Please do.
Stand by. Other technical difficulties. Stupid amounts of technical difficulties. Recursive pasting based technical difficulties.
Done gone broken stuff.
As I said, there are a lot of glitches in 58 yet.
Yeah, it was also probably a good idea we didn't go through the experiment log for 423. It's over 5 pages long.
58. Close us out. Thank you. Anytime now. No. Just jiggle there until you're ready. They enjoy that nearly as much, I'm sure. I hear her warming up. She's almost ready to say something. Any second now. I'm just gonna be worth it. This is a wind-up. It's causing the system to huff and puff because it's gonna be just that brilliant. I'm determined to get a result.
Sitting there and just mocking you. Boing, boing, boing.
Increasingly, I do feel that everything that jiggles has something against me.
Very well, folks. Director and I bid you a spooky good night. Tune in again soon for another thrilling episode of Chills and Thrills. Until then, sweet dreams, if you dare. Evil laugh, good night, everyone.
She tries to emote, but she can't. But she doesn't know any better because she is a textual entity. Until next time, as long as Sparks continues, success is inevitable, ostensibly. He can't. It's shock time.
That's the best way to describe that right now, yes.